and so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Thompson International Speedway here in Connecticut. Tonight's Site of Excitement for Racing for a Cause, their super late model edition, happening every Wednesday night here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. My name is Chris Legue, and I'm going to be bringing you all the action alongside my good friend Rick Hammond Jr. Rick, how are you tonight?
Hey, buddy, I'm doing great, man. I want to give first a really quick shout out to Aaron Maynard, who helped you out last week, man. It was fantastic to hear. You know, somebody who you and I are so used to hearing at our own local track, man. Aaron, thank you. You did a great job, buddy.
Yeah, a lot of fun last week, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fun last week. This week. Speaking of last week, I just wanted to point out that last week, 0 cautions. It went flag to flag with no problems at all. What a super race. It was a lot of fun to call and a lot of fun to watch. These guys really did show a lot of good racecraft last week, and we hope to see that again tonight. Rick, tonight it is the Crohn's and Colitis 100. It is brought to us by Andy Lambert, who I believe is done with the drivers meeting.
That is correct. Would you like me to get him up here?
I think we should.
Andy Lambert, you got Rick and Chris up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yep, got a copy. How are you guys?
Wow, that was a big swig there, Andy.
It was, man. Caught him at the wrong time. Well, we're doing good, man. I mean, Chris, I wanted to talk to you because this is the second one here that you are presenting to the Racing for a Cause guys. So go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Crohn's and Colitis Foundation 100 2.0, as it were, tonight. Andy, why don't you tell everybody about it? And oh, hey, I just saw something really cool. For some reason, you're showing up as the number 8 tonight, driving your Priority Auto machine. So I'm okay with that.
Oh, really? Oh, that's weird. It shows my 72 Crohn's and Colitis car on my screen. That's interesting.
That's what I'm seeing too. So, but we can go with whatever.
Hey, I'm just saying it's on the screen.
We're all good. Does the 8 car have the black rifle? It must have the black. That's a good cause too, because they give money to wounded warriors. So, depending on what you're seeing out there in YouTube land, Crohn's and Colitis. The name of the race tonight is a disease my wife suffers with, and a lot of people suffer with. And you may not know that a person has it, but it can make their life pretty miserable. It's very treatable, but the treatments tend not to last forever, and they got to switch them up. So to raise awareness for this, and hopefully someday they can find better treatments so that people can live happier lives with this disease. It's not the worst disease that's out there, but it certainly makes it tough on people. So just to raise awareness for this tonight. For the second time, I like to fill in the gaps for the season. That way we get them all broadcast, and what better way to do it twice. So thank you guys for broadcasting again tonight.
And give a shout out to your wife, because I'm not allowed to tell you, but I know what you're getting. Well, what you might possibly getting for Christmas. I might have had a little hand in it, but so make sure you give the wife a shout out.
All right, her name is Melissa Lambert, and she's a tough warrior with this miserable disease. So shout out to her.
There we go. You're welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
He doesn't even know why, but I do. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, Andy, I want to thank you once again for hosting tonight's race. Also, I'm going to tell you, I'm in the middle of resetting the paint, so we need to get you out there so that paint's able to take effect. And good luck for the race tonight, Thompson. It's kind of a one-lane track. What's your thoughts as far as trying to pass here tonight?
Trying to pass is difficult here at this track. The outside groove's definitely the way to go. You just have to wait until people slow up and they wear out their stuff, and hopefully you can get by them. Sometimes you can cross them over out of 1 and 2. Out of 2, you cross them over, and you can get that run down the backstretch and then kind of slide job into 3 and 4 back up in front of them. And it is a real tough track, but these guys are pretty good when they want to be. You saw that last time at Southern National. We went green to checker, I believe. So I think we can do it again tonight, but it's just going to require a lot of patience from everybody.
Absolutely, bud. All right, well, like I said, get yourself on out there. Let's get that paint loaded in, and good luck tonight.
All right, 10-4. Thank you, guys.
Bye, bud.
Thank you.
Bye.
Andy Lambert, driver of the number 72, we hope. Could be the number 8. We don't know. Looks like it's the number 8 already because he wasn't out on track and everybody's paints was resetting. So we'll do it again, and hopefully it will reset. Rick, we've got just a couple of minutes left here. Of course, we know that there is no qualifying here. Qualifying based off from, well, last week's finish, top 10. Get inverted. Last week's winner, Bill Martin. Bill Martin's going to be starting in 10th spot here tonight. We do have one driver that doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Oh, he is in server. Oh, surprise, surprise. Brian Hacker, who has not taken a lap yet. Ladies and gentlemen, I found out today he was diagnosed with COVID. So I hope all the best for Brian Hacker, and I hope he gets better very quickly. It looks like he's going to be okay. He's still feeling well enough to be out here on track.
Yeah, we have another new name out there, Chris, number 8, the other number 8 car. If Andy's doesn't come up, he's sitting in 13th on the speed charts right now. Actually, now 12th. Matt Vader is back here tonight. So good to see him back out on track. It's been a while since we've seen the old Vader tear up the track with these guys. But let me tell you, Chris, the inverted fields, that is something that is nice that is going to happen, because right now, Bill Martin, who has been very dominant this season so far, he is sitting on top of the speed charts right now. So with his win last week, at least he's going to be in 10th, and that's going to be right at the midpoint of the field. So I think a lot of guys might be happy with that for a little while.
Yeah, and if anybody knows how to pass around this track, it is going to be Bill Martin. We're going to watch him tonight to see if he can find his way around. And we've got a couple of live drivers here tonight. Might as well bring them into the mix here just a little bit. You've got the hands of AJ Hamill, but more importantly, you've got his sponsorship right on the right-hand screen there, and you can see what he's doing on his center screen as he is one of the drivers in VR. We've also got Rob Little. Little is, he's just sitting there, Rick, chatting. He must be feeling pretty good.
Where Liddell is right now, I'm looking, sitting 16th on the speed chart, so we'll see how he fares here at Thompson. Now, Andy already gave the secret away, Chris, where these guys want to run. It is a single lane racetrack here. Some of the other lanes might pop in, but I highly doubt it. I mean, Thompson is one of those tracks that I do like. I like the way that it sets up. It races good, but it is a single lane, so you have to be really smart, keep your equipment going. Hope that everybody else just wears their stuff off or does what the 44 just did and hit the wall coming out of 4. And, you know, make your passes smart. So we'll see what happens here tonight.
Absolutely. And it looks like, unfortunately, Andy's paint's being a little stubborn. So, you know, we're going to call him the 72 because that's what it'll be on your timing and scoring. But on track, it'll be the priority auto number 8, which is actually okay with me. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, if you're in Vermont and you need some work done, I know where to go. I was just there with the ice car.
Yes, sir. Chris Stump out there did not have a good race last week. Called it early, and oh, looks like he's trying to avoid. Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Okay. Somebody kicked a field goal in Chris Stump's car. That was something else there. All right. Well, it looks like the warm up is complete. We are going to grid these cars up and get them ready to go. That was amazing.
That was.
Every now and again, my lord. Well, let's take a look at our starting lineup here for tonight on the pole. Driving the number 85 out of Attitude Esports, it's going to be Jeff Styles. Mike Holtzclaw in his number 22, going to be starting to his outside. Then it's going to be Rex Hoyle in his number 54, going to be starting on the inside. Row number 2, Travis Wright in his number 10 to his outside. Inside, row number 3, starting in 5th spot tonight out of the Misfits Motorsports camp, it's Jimmy McIntyre Jr. in his number 81. And to his outside, it's going to be the 26 of Kevin Dillon. Brian Hacker going to start in 7th spot. Brian Hacker out of Smith Racing Inc. in his number 11 machine. To his outside, it's going to be the 18 of AJ Hamill. Starting on the inside of row number 5, it's going to be Bill Martin in his Dr. Noise Racing number 39. To his outside, it's the 45 of Justin Smith. Justin Rigsby going to start in 11th in his number 99, the Attitude Esports machine. And to his outside, Rick, it's going to be the 53 of Colin Phillip.
And then in row 7 in 13th position out of Illinois is going to be Mark Frabbert in the 44 with Andy Lambert of 802 Motorsports and the 72 going to be starting in 14th. And the next one is going to be Rob, Spotter Rob, Racing Rob, whatever we want to call him. But in that number 80, Team Attitude Motorsports going to be starting in number 15th position. James Somke in the 01 is going to be starting in 16th. Chris Stump is going to be starting his Empire Racing team at number 98 and 17th with Michael Frabbert in the 36 in 18th. AJ Rogers is going to be starting in the 19th position, the 17 car, with Jeff Dillon on his outside in the 52 in 20th. And rounding out that field because he decided to race tonight there, the Vader is going to be starting his 8 machine in 21st position.
No tire rule in effect. Restart rule going to change up a little bit this week for this track. Next week, we're going to be off because of the holiday, Thanksgiving, and we are getting ready to go green flag racing for the first time here tonight. Jeff Styles in the 85 going to take the green flag as they race down the front stretch and bomb it down into turn number 1. 26 gets a little bit tight. Rick, Kevin Dillon stuck on the outside, and he's going to lose a bunch of positions already. Early on in this one, Bill Martin now right behind him, not a place to be.
Definitely not where he wants to be. Ooh, Jeff Styles gets really loose coming off the corner. Chris, he goes into the infield. That is going to give it to the 22 of Mike Holtzclaw, now leading this pack here. Travis Wright, Rex Hoyle trying to race it out there. The 22. Man.
Being the leader right now, not worth it because we've seen it 2 times in 1 lap. The leader gets loose, gets tight, whatever the condition is. And off the track they go. That gives the race lead over to Travis Wright, the 54, Rex Hoyle right behind him. Rex Hoyle last week, Rick, I don't know if you saw it, but man, the first 60 laps or so, Rex Hoyle was your race leader last week. Right now, sitting in that 2nd spot, up 1 position from 3rd, where he started. AJ Hamill on a tear here early on. He's up 5 positions in his number 18. AJ Hamill doing good, sitting in the top 3.
And right behind Hamill, the 26, Kevin Dillon, we saw him have a little mix up there earlier, but he's got it figured out now, and he's still got Bill Martin all over his back bumper, and the 81 right behind Martin. That's J-Mac sitting there doing his thing. Justice Smith in 7th, Rigsby in 8th, Andy Lambert sitting in 9th, and rounding out that top 10, the 44, Mark Pravert right now, Chris.
Rob Little, Colin Phillip, Jeff Dillon, AJ Rogers, Matt Vade, all the way up to 15th.
Yeah, Vader definitely came here to race here tonight, Chris. Up 6 positions already now. Of course, we saw Jeff Styles there. He was in that #1 position, but went for a ride in the infield. So did Mike Holstall. Those guys are in 18th, 19th. Chris Stubb is actually sitting on pit road. So not having a very good night there for the Humanites the Badge. 98, Brian Hacker. Looks like he actually probably decided not to take the grid here tonight, Chris.
Yeah, Hacker.
Hopefully he gets better.
Yeah, let's hope that Brian Hacker gets better. It's unfortunate. Anybody who contracts COVID, you just want them to get better and get better quickly. Rick, I don't know if you saw it, but I know Chris Stump was on pit road. I went ahead and clicked on his name and brought up the special photo that I was told he would have, and I almost spit out my water.
I haven't seen it yet.
Now let's go ahead and bring it up real quick. There it is. Looking good, Chris. Looking really good. A little fun these guys are having. It's fun. Up front, it is Travis Wright. Wright takes the lead early, and he hasn't relinquished it at all. Rex Hoyle still trying to hold on to that second spot. There is about a 0.4 of a second gap between first and second. In third, it's AJ Hamill again, about a 0.3 of a second lead. Oh, AJ Hamill really climbs into it through turns 3 and 4. Closes that gap a little bit, takes a much more shallow exit out of 4 than Rex Hoyle did. So different lines at play here.
I know what Hamill's trying to do. He's trying to get right up to the back bumper and try to hopefully maybe make Rex Hoyle make a little mistake so he can climb in the second and start, chasing down right there in the 10 right now. Right, doing everything right though. He's out there having fun. Rex Hoyle giving him a little bit of space, and these guys just racing, but definitely totally different lines compared from the 54 to the 18 for sure.
Absolutely. Then I'm watching the battle behind them, the 26, Kevin Dillon, and he has got a mirror full of Bill Martin. Martin almost looked like he was going to give him the old 3-tap on the rear bumper, but didn't happen. Martin, very clean driver, just wants to be able to get around and save his equipment, and we'll see if he can make it up there. Already up to the 5th spot, up 4 spots since the beginning of this race. Back a little further, we've got a couple of side-by-side cars. We got Justin Smith to the outside, the 99. That's Justin Rigsby to the inside. Here comes Andy Lambert as the caution falls. First time here tonight. And not really sure what happened.
I know that Spider Rob said it was on the 80 car, so he claimed it. He got into, I believe, Colin Phillip in the 53.
All right, let's go back and keep an eye on the, oh yeah. Yeah, got into him just a little bit. Let's bring him up here. Rob is on the bottom right hand side of your screen, and he is the black and gold number 80 on the track. He is going to take credit for that little incident, and he's going to drop back to the back side of the field early on enough, Rick, where that's not going to be a big problem. But don't want to do that later on in this race. 16 laps already completed here for Racing for a Cause. This is the first time we've been in New England all season long, Rick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of missed New Hampshire. Not really, but yeah. It's
going to be the first and the last time here in New England, as we're sitting here in Connecticut tonight. I want to go ahead and thank all the viewers out there in Turn 3 Racing Network for tuning in. It's Racing for a Cause Super Late model. Right now, our race leader, Travis Wright. He's the 3rd race leader of the night, as Jeff Styles had the pole got himself a little loose coming out of turn 4, and that turned the lead over to Mike Holtzclaw, who got himself a little loose going into turn number 3. By a little, Rick, I mean, they were off the racing surface. They were in the grass, but
They were.
able to hold on to it, no real damage, and get back underway.
Again, as Chris has mentioned, no tires here tonight. This is the last race of the no tire rule. In 2 weeks when we come back on the Wednesday night crew, we're going to be heading to Five Flags, and those guys are going to be able to have one set of tires. And of course, we have the championship race, and they're going to get a set there too. So, something that they have to think about, Chris, and maybe do some practicing during their off week is getting in and off of pit road after taking tires, because usually these guys only go down if they need to get a little bit of repair done, maybe top off the tank with some Sunoco racing fuel and get back out there. So a lot of things going to be happening to those drivers, and that's going to be weighing pretty heavily on their mind too. I mean, the points battle, I know we didn't have it up tonight because it wasn't updated after Southern National last week, but it is pretty close.
And to that end, Brian Hacker, who, like we said, and already reported on, with COVID and not being able to race tonight, he came in as the points leader, I'm assuming, after last week's race, and boy, he's going to take a heck of a hit here tonight.
Yeah, it definitely is. But Hacker is a champion here in Racing for a Cause on the Super Late Model Wednesday Night Series, so he's not going to be there to defend, I don't think. But hey, you got to get better, man. I mean, that's what it's all about. The green flag is back out again.
Green flag's out. We're on board with AJ Hamill, who's in third spot. Oh, contact.
Oh.
AJ doing everything he can to hold on to it. He does. Oh, Bill Martin on the outside. Bill Martin just rips on by. So Martin now into the third spot. And look at the gaggle of cars. It looks like from about 7th place on back. Andy Lambert diving down to the inside, the 52 right there. To the outside, the 44. That's Mark Fravert. Jeff Dillon in the 52 has that inside lane ahead of Lambert. It's the 45, Justin Smith, and the 99. That's Justin Rigsby.
Yeah, everyone got in line there, but right behind McIntyre in the 81, Chris, they're still 2 by 2 trying to figure out that track position right now. Rigsby working that high line, the 45 making sure, trying to close that door. It looks like the 99 is going to be okay. Andy Lambert falls in behind. Right behind them, they are still racing big for position. Jeff Dillon's there, I see. Trying to figure out what he can do, trying to find a hole to get into.
17, AJ Rogers. We haven't really talked about him tonight. Rick, AJ up 8 spots since the beginning of this one. And he is looking to climb himself into the top 10. Just has to get around one more driver to do it. It's the 52, Jeff Dillon. Oh, behind them, it's a mess.
Oh.
James Somke was involved. We stay under the greens somehow. I'm not even sure how. There were cars up on the wall.
Yeah, I saw the 44 go up on the wall, and Somke had to check up. A bunch of cars had to check up, and Mike Holtzclaw was right there, Chris, and the 22 nowhere to go. Got into the back of Somke. Somke went for a little ride, but like you said, he kept it down long enough until he was had it back under control. And Somke back out there on track doing his thing, but right now sitting in 18th position.
Now Bill Martin looking to try and capitalize on Brian Hacker's misfortune. Bill Martin sitting out there in 3rd spot, up 6 positions since the beginning of this one in his green and white number 39. Behind him, it's AJ Hamill. Hamill with one of the fast times here during practice.
There's the man himself right there in chat, Chris. He tried, but it was actually PC issues that allowed him not to start the race. So Brian, sit back on the recliner, man. Grab a nice drink to help with the breathing and everything. Maybe some nice warm tea or something, and just enjoy the broadcast, buddy. Hope you feel better, man.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Hope you feel better, Brian. Get yourself healed up quick, and we'll hopefully see you next week. No computer issues next week. Or no, I guess not. You got 2 weeks to get it figured out. Well, Travis Wright took the lead early on in this one, Rick, and he is not looking back. He's got himself a half a second lead over Rex Hoyle. Rex Hoyle, a mirror full of the 39 of Bill Martin. Martin's got about a well, make it a 1-car gap through turns 3 and 4 as AJ Rogers really was, or excuse me, AJ Hamill was able to close up that gap.
I know we got a lot of racing still left to do, Chris. We're only on lap 30 of 100, but it's good to see right up there out front. You know, his season hasn't been what he hoped it would be so far up to this point. I mean, he's had some good races, but usually he's been pretty quiet. We don't really call his name all too much, but right now, like you said, I mean, he's keeping over a half a second lead on Rex Hoyle. So that number 10, Auto Palace, looking mighty fine out there. Maybe it's because they got the Chevy engine in that Ford Mustang tonight.
Oh, that's definitely not it.
No?
No.
Okay. I mean, we'll see for how long, because I can tell you right now, Bill Martin right behind, sitting in third behind Rex Hoyle, has been peeking on Hoyle to try to find his way around his Ford. And if Bill Martin does that, you know, Travis Wright's got to be looking up in the mirror going, oh, here we go.
But again, this track, very hard to pass on. It really is a 1-lane track. Every now and again, you might be able to capitalize on a situation ahead of you. But so far, Rex Hoyle running this one very clean. Unfortunately for Bill Martin, Hoyle is running the exact same line.
Yeah, they've been pretty glued to each other's tire tracks here for a little while. And of course, right behind Bill Martin, AJ Hamill trying to find a way. Now, we know Hamill, we talked to him about it a couple of times, and he says, you know, it's fun racing with Bill until he passes you, then it's hard to catch up to him. But you know what? I know that AJ Hamill's just waiting for Martin to make maybe a little mistake. Maybe tries to race Hoyle a little bit too hard, burns up his equipment. You see the 18 just out of turn 4 there. He was just a little bit lower, about a half a lane lower than Martin. These guys still trying to figure out where they want to go.
He's running a slightly different line. It almost looks like he's starting to diamond the track a little bit, maybe trying to preserve tires, or maybe he's already feeling his tires going away. And if so, that's going to be a long night for him with 64 laps to go as they cross the start-finish line. AJ Hamill trying to figure it out, try and get out of that 4th spot. Kevin Dillon behind them, along with the 81 of J-Mag Jr., Jimmy McIntyre Jr. in his 81, running in 6th spot. Down 1 spot, Rick, from the beginning of this race, but behind him, it's Justin Rigsby. And Rigsby's up 4.
Rigsby up 4, right behind Rigsby, Chris, 72, 8 on your screen. Andy Lambert up 6. Jeff Dillon up 11 so far. He's the biggest mover up from the green flag dropping here tonight. He started 11 positions back to where he is. He's sitting in 9th, so inside the top 10. So Dillon having a good night. I don't think he's done yet because he's starting to peak on Andy Lambert there.
Ooh, Andy with a bit of a blink. And you will have that here in sim racing.
That's one thing that is totally out of our controls.
Oh, Bill Martin looking to the inside. This is the first time he's really had a different line than Rex Hoyle, and it did not pay off. Actually loses a little time on the backstretch to Rex Hoyle as he took that inside lane, and you could see the momentum fall right out from underneath that 39. And this time he stays up a little higher, Rick. He's not going to do it again.
I was just going to say, Chris, you know, Bill Martin, a very smart race driver. He knows what he has to do. He knows that he can get up there. He's got to find a way around Rex Hoyle. Hasn't found it yet, but, you know, backing off a little bit. Like I said, Bill's smart. He knows what he's doing out there, and he's just setting himself up for the long game.
Well, other than one caution here tonight, it's been clean. No real rubbing, no real anything here, Rick. Just guys running around this track trying to figure out ways to get around each other.
And, you know, that's the tough thing about tracks like Thompson here, Chris. But, you know, obviously you can pass. I mean, we just went through a bunch of guys. I mean, including the guy who's sitting in 3rd right now. He's up 6 positions since the drop of the green flag to say. So to say that you can't pass here it's not true. You just got to be smart about it. You know, other guys like we talked about, Jeff Dillon, he's up 11. AJ Rogers up 9 right now. The Vader, he's sitting back in 13th position. He's up 8. So guys can definitely make a pass, but you just got to be very, very cautious and smart about it.
I think what it is you can pass until your equipment goes away. And then it gets a little bit harder. So people like Bill Martin, who typically really take care of their tires, He's just sitting there on good tires waiting his opportunity out. And from what we've seen, it's about halfway into the race before everybody else's tires fail and his just kind of keep going strong.
Yeah, I swear, Bill Martin, he loves it when his tires are worn down to nothing, Chris. It loosens up the car a little bit. And we're getting close. We're only 5 laps away from the halfway point of this thing.
Travis Wright at one point had about a 7/10 of a second lead over Rex Hoyle. That lead is starting to diminish down to about 3/10 of a second now for the 54 to try and catch our race leader. Travis Wright doing a very good job here tonight. Up 3 spots after starting in 4th. Took the lead early on after our first 2 leaders of the race had difficulties.
And those are weird. I mean, you know, the tires haven't come up to temp yet, Chris, and this little slick, those guys went for a good ride. It's unfortunate. I laugh, but it is unfortunate.
Looks like we have a battle brewing here for the 5th spot between Kevin Dillon and Jimmy McIntyre Jr. McIntyre, as he exited turn 4, was right on the back bumper of Kevin Dillon. McIntyre using a very different lane, staying way high all the way through turns 3 and 4. Maybe just a little bit lower here through 1 and 2. Down the backstretch they go, full on momentum heading into turn 3. And the 81 still not able to get there. Does close up again though, right to the back bumper of Dillon.
Yeah, he's definitely putting the pressure on the 26th of Kevin Dillon right now, Chris. And he's got to be careful though, because right behind him, you know, Justin Rigsby, he is no slouch here to the short tracks in these super late models. And if J-Mac makes one mistake, it's going to allow Rigsby to get down in below him and take away that spot.
Now J-Mac trying to figure it out. He is rolling through the corners. It seems a little bit better than Kevin Dillon at this point, but just can't get a foothold on position number 6 here tonight. Or excuse me, Kevin, number 5.
Number 5, yeah.
Back up front, nothing's really changed, although Travis Wright, if he looks out of his front window, starting to see some slower traffic just ahead.
Martin got a little squirrely there, but was able to collect it back up, Chris. Yeah, the slap traffic, this is going to be the thing. I mean, these guys are very respectful out on track. A lot of guys will just try to move out of the way of the leaders. But we'll see what happens as Wright starts catching up to the back bumper of the 22 of Mike Holzclaw.
If he catches him in the right spot, he might be able to gain a little ground. If he catches him in the wrong spot, he's going to lose a little ground to the 54. The 54 right on the back bumper. So Rex Hoyle definitely came to win here tonight. It's just a matter of getting there. The 39 down to the inside. We might have a spot change here as that lap traffic is coming ahead. Couldn't do it or thought better of it, one or the other, as the 39 pulls it back in behind the 54 of Rex Hoyle. Meanwhile, our race leader getting around the 22. It's Mike Holzclaw, who had a problem early. Then the 53 goes down on another lap. That's Colin Phillip. Both drivers able to get out of the race leader's way.
That was a little sketchy there too, because Mike Holzclaw got into the outside wall just a little bit. Chris bounced off from it and got way low to give the leaders space to do what they had to do.
Oh, we got a position change here possibly, as the 39 drove it deep down into turn 3, but not deep enough. The 54 able to hold on. Bill Martin is in attack mode right now in his number 39. And the 18 just sits back and watches.
Yeah, Hamill giving Martin as much room out back as he needs to, and I think that's because he's a smart racer too. He knows that Bill Martin's going to try to make this pass. If something goes sour, AJ wants to be in that right position, Chris, to make any kind of moves that he needs to avoid so he can gain a spot or possibly even 2.
And no spots gained that time by 59 laps completed here at Thompson International Speedway. Right here in the great state of Connecticut. Oh, Martin gives a little tap to the 54. Could not upset Rex Hoyle, though. Hoyle did his job and kind of rolled through 3 and 4 very well. Now Martin starts to catch him again. Martin's starting to get a little impatient, Rick. He knows the laps are starting to tick down. 40 laps to go here at Thompson.
And these laps are going to tick off quick, Chris. I mean, look how fast 60 went. And, you know, I get it why Martin is tapping Hoyle, maybe saying, hey, you know, just remember, I'm here, buddy. And maybe a little bit faster than you, but got on Rex Hoyle holding his ground, doing what he has to do. And there is definitely no rule to say, hey, I'm going to give you this spot just because you tapped me, man. Got to make him work for it. Bill's up for it. You know Bill's up for it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, somebody taps me in the rear end, I'm going to brake check them. There's no doubt about it. I may take myself out. I'm going to take them with me.
Yeah. I mean, that's something. I mean, but Rex won't do that, though. You know Rex won't do that.
I wouldn't either. But it is funny to think about.
It is.
I'll tell you, speaking of Rex Hoyle, Hoyle is really getting through the corners a little bit better than Travis Wright, but Wright is able to accelerate off both turn 2 and turn 4 a little bit better.
A little bit better, yeah.
And Travis Wright really is starting to open it back up almost 0.5 of a second again on that backstretch, and then Hoyle closes in 0.2 of a second, the difference.
It's going to be interesting here because we do have some lap traffic coming up ahead, but Wright, you know, managed to get through it before, so I'm sure he's not too shaken right now. I'm sure he's driving a lot out of his rearview mirror right now, though.
Now they're starting to catch up to this man right here on your screen. It is Racer Rob and his number 80. So we'll see how he, as the screen freezes up a little bit. Or maybe he's just, I don't know, Rick, is he just taking a nap?
I don't know. I mean, he is so just comfortable and cool just doing his thing.
Hard to tell as he moves up the track, then down. He is right in front of our race leader, Travis Wright. And
Yeah,
it looks
I
like,
agree.
whoa. Here we go. Now he moves down. He's going to let all 4 drivers go by. But that does bunch them up a little bit. Oh, AJ Hamill gives a little tap to Bill Martin. Ooh.
Just like Hacker said in chat, guys, you got to use the chrome horn to get around Thompson, and we're starting to see it here.
Yeah, they're using it and abusing it. We've got 33 laps to go. And that slower traffic is giving birth to our race leaders as the 44 moves way down out of the way. And check in with, let's check in with AJ Hamill on the screen. Watch his hands as he's getting around this track. Look how tight the top 4 are. Rick, there's a car separating each one of them, if not a little less. Especially through the corners. I mean, bumper to bumper. Through turns 3 and 4. That's amazing.
Yeah, these guys, I mean, they're definitely having a good time out here out front, Chris. You can throw a blanket over all 4 of them. You know, talking about the chrome horn, that makes me think back to the late, great Dale Earnhardt Sr., who said, God created bumpers and bumpers were meant for bumping. I think some of these guys need to remember that here tonight. Get them out of the way.
Yeah, but there's a time to do it, Rick. There's a time.
Now we're on lap 71 of 100.
Uh-huh. Now is not the time.
It's coming, though.
It might be.
Oh, no, it is. I mean, I know if I was the number 54 and you were the number 39, I would be expecting it soon.
I would have done it a long time ago.
Yeah, I know you would. Now, who am I kidding? I would never be where the 54 is. Unless the leader just passed me and I had enough room to get in behind him.
Right. Well, Travis Wright has done a fantastic job here tonight. win, lose, or draw, he has been very strong here tonight, up front, leading most of this race. All but really the first couple of laps.
Yeah.
And these top four have really just separated themselves out. It's been unbelievably good. Let's go back to the 5th spot. That's the 52 of Jeff Dillon. Justin Rigsby behind him in the 99. Jeff Dillon has fallen all the way back to the 7th spot. He's got Timmy McIntyre Jr. right behind him in the 81. And Andy Lambert in that 8 car. Now 72 on your scoring and timing, 8 on your screen. Still looking good though, I gotta tell you. A little bit of damage to the right front, but you get that. And then
you know somebody that can buff it out.
Yeah, he knows somebody. Integrity Farms being out there with Matt Vade up there in the 10th spot. He's up 11 spots since the drop of this one. And you've got Jeff Stiles. At one time, he was the race leader. He was the pole sitter here tonight. The 85 has made his way back up to 11th position as we sit on 25 laps to go. The 36, Michael Fravert, is the first of his team, sitting in 12th spot. James Somke behind him, sitting in 13th. Justin Smith in the 45 sits 14th spot with Mike Holtzclaw behind him in the 22. And then we got Racing Rob in the 80. Colin Phillips still out there in the 53. AJ Rogers, Mark Fravert, Chris Stump, Brian Hacker not going to finish this one. Back up front to the race lead. Nothing has changed. Travis Wright leading the way. May have developed himself a little bit of a go. Oh, Rex Hoyle through 3. Oh. Wow, did he put the accelerator down? Almost caught the back bumper of the 10.
Martin's still peeking on the inside there just a little bit, Chris. So maybe rattling the cage there of Rex Hoyle a little bit. Putting the old pressure on with 22 laps left to go. Now, there's a couple names out there that, well, a couple names that were missing out there, Chris. Al Smith Jr. and Zach Colbier-Coyer.
Yeah, Al Smith, of course, he is broadcasting a new series here on Turn 3 Racing Network every Wednesday night. Make sure you go check him out. Support them. First time league here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. And Zach Coyer, well, he's probably just sitting back having a cold one.
Or 3 or 4, 5. 10.
20 laps to go for Travis Wright, your race leader, and it has been a 4-pack all night long. As Bill Martin, very loose coming off from turn number 2, able to gather it back up. Again, slow traffic. Oh, the 01 gets into. No! Oh no! Oh man, big stack up. Oh, that's not going to be fun in the drivers' meeting later on. Rex Hoyle to the race lead. Travis Wright just had it stolen. Let's go back and take a peek. As we're watching the 01, he comes to the outside, intending to try and stay out of the way, but gets into the wall and then turns down. Unexplainable, Rick. Unexplainable, and honestly, not great. Not great driving. You get into the wall, you keep it planted to the wall. Well, that changes everything, as Rex Hoyle now has a little damage to the right front. Bill Martin is able to get through unscathed. And poor Travis Wright, who has led pretty much from lap 2 till now, back down to 3rd spot.
And it's going to be tough to get back up there, Chris. I mean, right now we're sitting at 17 laps left to go, so that is very unfortunate for Wright. I mean, even coming home maybe in a 3rd, 4th position, depending on if he can hold off AJ Hamill long enough to cross the flag. That's just a rough night right there.
Well, we didn't have a chance to talk about it after the first restart, or even before the first restart of this race, but we'll talk about it now. Andy did make a little bit of a rule change. So in this league, drivers have, the leader has an advantage. He can go whenever he feels. Andy has changed that because of the toughness of this track to pass. He's changed it so that the leader has to wait until he's on the front stretch before he can hit that loud pedal. And I'll tell you, This one is going to be a drag race to turn 1 because Rex Hoyle needs to get there before Bill Martin.
Yeah, I mean, it is a good rule, Chris, because, you know, what we've been seeing all season is guys will start, as soon as you start turning, coming out of turn 4 there at the exit, guys will go because it gives you a little bit of advantage as the leader because you can, you know, you're in control of the field. But Andy said, yep, no more. You guys got to wait until you are on the front stretch there to go. So this is going to be a real interesting restart here.
So I guess I should apologize a little bit. It's not my position to call out a driver, but what I just saw, Rick, it's just not good driving, not understanding where things are happening, and it was really unfortunate. Boy, Travis Wright, I don't think he's going to be able to get around Bill Martin. I don't think he's going to be able to get around the 54 Rex Hoyle, and for somebody who's led the bulk of this race, man, what a heartbreaker for him.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. It's not our place, but, you know, it's also one of those things that's hard as a driver, too. I mean, you kind of know that that's what you should do, but in the heat of the moment, I mean, you want to try to collect your car and keep it going. And Stomke just made a mistake there, and it cost Travis Wright, you know, most likely the win here tonight after leading a majority of this race. But we'll see how it pans out right now. We got 14 to go. Once they cross that start finish line, it'll be 13, and Rex Hoyle has command of the field as of right now. Green flag is out.
Oh, Hoyle with a tire spin, big time. And that's going to allow Bill Martin to go to the front. And on that outside lane, he's going to hold on to it. Rex Hoyle has got to close the door now. Hoyle has to close the door on the 18. Here comes Travis Wright to the inside. Wright not done yet. Trying to fend off the 18. Oh, the 99 goes around. Oh, boy. Still under green. That one still unfolds behind him. And finally, a caution comes out. That one, the 99, Justin Rigsby. Let's go back and take a look. As he enters into turn number 3, the 99 gets a little love tap, and then Andy Lambert comes into it. Lambert able to kind of get through a little bit. The 45, though, gets the worst end of that deal.
All considering, not a bad night, Chris. This is caution number 3. All 3 have been claimed. Kevin Dillon took responsibility for that one, so he's going to be dropping down pit road for his pass through, which is going to put him pretty close to the end of the longest line, or the end of the line.
Now the only saving grace here for Rex Hoyle is this time he's going to start on the outside. Would have an advantage if he's able to maintain some kind of side-by-side with Bill Martin. Would have the advantage going through turns 1 and 2 from the green flag. We're going to have to wait and see if he is able to do that. Last time he restarted, Rick, he had a big-time tire spin. The 54 rear end was all over the place.
Lytle gets the lucky dog, heads around the field. But yeah, Chris, you're absolutely right. It's going to be interesting to see what Rex Hoyle can do. He's going to be cautious of that tire spin. These tires are screaming. They're worn down. I see the marbles all over there as you look on the outside of turns 3 and 4. We got Travis Wright right behind him. So, you know, maybe Wright will give him a little Superman push.
Yeah, maybe. He's got to be hot under the collar still. I mean, losing the lead like that, he has got to be hot. Certainly understandable.
It is. It was been nice to see the 10 take the checkers, Chris. I mean, you know, like I said earlier, his season hasn't been what he has exactly wanted here this season. And like I said, usually pretty quiet throughout the races. And, you know, he does have good finishes, but, you know, after leading that many laps, though, and just having that one mistake, that would get under my collar, too, I think.
Yeah. Well, new top 3 here. It's going to be Bill Martin, Rex Hoyle, AJ Hamill. Hamill up 5 positions to get to that 3rd spot. Bill Martin up 8 positions to get to the 1st spot. Rex Hoyle's been the bridesmaid throughout most of this race, but has an opportunity on this restart, Rick, to try and take it back if he can stay side by side with Bill Martin down the front stretch and try and pinch him down just a little bit. Rex Hoyle has a chance to try and take the lead back here on this restart. Will he do it is the next question. Pace car lights are off. We're going to get ready to go back under the green flag here as soon as the pace car drops down on the pit road. And there goes that Ford Mustang. Bill Martin leads them around. Green flag waves. And the 54 unable to stay there. The 54 didn't have the speed. Bill Martin holds on to the lead, and now the battle for third. Travis Wright to the outside. AJ Hamill, they're swapping paint. Oh, the 52 gets into the 18. That jacks him up behind. Here comes the 81 right up the middle. Oh, this one's not done unfolding yet. We're 3 wide here, Thompson, and 52 goes around. Oh, my Lord. Jeff Dillon just went for a ride headlong into the front stretch retaining wall as it was getting nasty up there. Also involved in that incident, AJ Hamill. Let's go back and take a look.
Oh, it actually might have been AJ.
Oh, yeah, AJ comes off the wall twice and then gets into the back of the 52. And that could have been much worse. It was bad enough, though. All right, so caution on the track once again. 3 laps to go. So involved in that last one, Jeff Dillon, AJ Hamill. So AJ Hamill's night is probably done here, Rick, as it looks like he's down on pit road.
Yeah, I think you might be right, and that's kind of unfortunate there because Hamill was having a good race too throughout most of it, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, he was inside the top 4 all night long. I mean, very good race. And just like that, top 3 has changed again. It's Bill Martin, Rex Hoyle, and Travis Wright. And then behind them, it's Jimmy McIntyre Jr. That yellow car, black and yellow car, skirted right through the middle of all of that and got himself up to 4th. Unbelievable. Was excellent driving. In fact, I think, Rick, we have a minute. Let's go back and try and do this. Have to stop. We're going to back up a little bit. And we're going to get inside of the number 81 and go live. Let's watch this thing unfold. Right now they're on the back stretch. And you see they're beating and banging already on the back stretch. And listen to him just kind of feather through and take over that spot. Wow. Great driving there at Jimmy McIntyre Jr.
Outstanding job.
I'll go ahead and thank everybody once again for tuning into the Turn 3 Racing Network. You are watching the Racing for a Cause Super Late Model Edition here on a Wednesday night. We've got 3 laps to go still.
It's going to be a green-white checkered here.
Yeah, green-white checkered. Good stuff.
Pace car is off, Chris, and they are heading out into the turn 4, and the green flag is out.
Here we go again. Rex Hoyle again not able to hold on to the 39. Gonna fall down into position if he can. Here comes Travis Wright. Wright not able to get there. McIntyre Jr. holding on to the outside. McIntyre to the outside. He's looking for a third spot. A shot at the podium, and we go under caution again, Rick.
I'm not sure exactly what happened there.
Uh-huh. Well, this time is the last time. Checkered flag gonna wave here for Bill Martin. Rex Oil, Travis Wright gonna be your top three here tonight, as they had their one chance at a green, white, checkered, couldn't quite pull it off. Bill Martin gonna be your race winner here tonight. As the fireworks kick off here at Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna step away for just a minute or two. When we come back, it's gonna be post-race interviews live here in Connecticut. We will be right back. And we're back live here from Thompson International Speedway. We've got, we've got the top three ready to talk. So what do you say we get it going? And finishing in third spot tonight, it is going to be the number 10 of Travis Wright. And Travis, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, but a little bit of a disappointing night here for you, as it looked like you were about 17 or 19, one of the two laps away from a victory here on a Wednesday night. Why don't you take me through that, and then let's take you through that lap all the way to the end here, because, man, it was getting rough there at the end.
Yeah, it sure was. I would say for the most part, it was a pretty good race. I mean, a long green flag run, which was to my favor. I was kind of just running just hard enough to stay ahead of Rex, and Rex was doing a good job not making any mistakes and keeping Bill behind him because, well, we all know just how fast Bill is. And then, unfortunately, I got tangled up in a couple teammates there with about 19 to go.
Yeah, and you must have seen that one start to unfold just ahead of you. But really nothing you could have done, as you were in your line and just kind of hoping to skirt through, but didn't happen here for the 10 car. All in all, though, a great race for you here tonight. Still a podium finish with a third spot. Great night for you, Travis. Who do you got on the 10 that you need to thank, bud?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my teammates in this race, Matt Vade, and then thank RFC for this league, and Turn 3 for the great broadcast, and appreciate everything.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations. Better luck in a couple of weeks here, as next week we're off. And hey, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you. See you in a couple weeks.
All right, Travis Wright, driver of the number 10, bringing it home in third spot here tonight. And Rick, I believe you caught up with Mr. Rex Hoyle.
I did. Mr. Rex Hoyle, you got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
I sure do.
Oh man, is it good to talk to you? What a heck of a race here. You gained a position, stayed there in second throughout the whole thing. Give us a little rundown there of what was going on.
Yeah, we've been working on the car this week, made some adjustments on the front and the rear, mainly on the front, and hopefully we got this program turned around. We'll see in the next couple of weeks.
Excellent, man. It was a heck of a race. I'm very proud to see you there, and it's an honor to talk to you. Who do you got to thank on that number 54?
Oh, got to thank American Tire Distributors. They're our main sponsor. Parkway Ford Lincoln, and I almost forgot. I got a couple brand new ones. Elon Aviation and Quality Mart.
Oh, that's outstanding. But hey, listen, you got a week off. Happy Thanksgiving, and we look forward to seeing what you can do there. Got 2 races left here. The season going to be a little different. We got an extra set of tires there for you guys. So how do you feel about that?
That's pretty good. I kind of prefer the no tire races, but because I like to work on tire wear and strategy. But we'll take it as it comes and throw some new Hoosiers on here and see what we can do.
All right, brother. That's fantastic. Well, congratulations once again, and happy Thanksgiving, brother.
Thank you, guys. You too.
Rex Hoyle, driver of the number 54, bringing it home in second spot, and that's going to leave us with it's going to leave us with Bill Martin, driver of the number 39. He did very good tonight. He went up 8 spots to take over the race lead, and it never looked like those Hoosier tires failed on him one bit. Bill, happy Thanksgiving next week.
Oh, hey, thanks.
No, that's it. I know how you feel about interviews, so we're just going to cut it short. Who do you want to thank?
What? You don't want to ask me anything?
What do you want me to ask you, Bill?
All you have to do is just ask me a question.
All right. Listen, you took over the race lead after a caution. You had the outside lane. Were you afraid that Rex was going to be able to do the same thing to you? He had a couple opportunities.
The starting point on this track is kind of like, well, he wanted us to start on the straightaway, and that's pretty much where the green flag comes out. So I just told Rex in the chat that we just go on green, and I was hoping for the best. And luckily, I was just getting better shift points. That's pretty much all it was. He lost the lead because he spun the tires, I'm pretty sure, which sucks because I was certain he was going to win, because all you got to do at this track is just be there in the lead, and you pretty much are guaranteed unless something wonky happens. And every position that I moved up, something happened in front of me. I didn't make a single pass that was just like a pass. It's like everybody that I went around, something happened to them. So I didn't expect to win. I didn't expect to finish in the top 3 even, because I was starting where I was. So it's surprising. It's cool. I feel bad for Rex though, because it was definitely his race. Unfortunately, he just spun the tires.
He did. He spun them pretty badly, actually. The rear end of the car all over the place there. Let's talk about the last, say, 19 laps, because I don't know if you were looking in the mirror, but pretty much all hell was breaking loose behind you.
I was not looking in my mirror.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you're going to have to take my word for it. All hell was breaking loose
AJ
behind
was
you.
behind me. I was looking at AJ periodically because Rex was slowing down earlier in the corner than I was, so it'd catch me abrupt. And AJ was slowing down in the corner later than I was, and I'd watch him come barreling at me and then just barely get slowed down in time. I was like, ooh.
Absolutely saw that, actually, and I just attributed it to he was rolling through better, but maybe not. As again, you proved out. Look, you take care of your equipment. It's going to be there at the end of the race. I can't say how many times is this now this season. Do you know?
I'm in a lot of leagues right now, so no, I don't know.
No idea. Okay, we're going to say a lot and just leave it there.
Yeah, it's cool to win a lot, but it sucks to take it away from Rex.
Well, Rex, and to be fair, before Rex had the lead, Travis Wright, he was there.
True, he was also kind of bonered there.
Yeah, there was a big mistake on track there. All right, bud, let's leave it with this. Who do you got on the hood that you need to thank?
That's NARF, the Native American Rights Fund.
There you go. I wanted to make sure you didn't say research again.
I only did it the first time, and then I delayed the second week. I had it right.
You did good, bud. You did good. In fact, I would go ahead and say you did very good. Bill Martin, our race winner here tonight, and his number 39. Bill, thank you.
Thanks, man.
And again, happy Thanksgiving next week. And that's going to do it live here from Thompson. It was a lot of fun, Rick. There's going to be some communications, I'm pretty sure, after this one was done. Andy's going to have his hands full, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right, Chris. And for the record, Bill, when you rewatch this, buddy, this is race number 5 that you won this season out of 10 races. So you're doing good.
Doing very good. All right, that's going to do it from us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network. Again, thank you very much for showing up tonight and watching. We really do appreciate that. We will see you again next time.